How's it going, everybody? I'm just here to do a unboxing of this. Not going to do a review or anything. I've got to test it and everything first, but this is the unboxing. And this is the Deity V-Mic D4 Mini. As some of you may know, I already used the Deity V-Mic Pro, I believe. No, it's the V-Mic D4, that's right. So I have the V-Mic D4 that I already use, and this is going to be for mobile applications. So I'm going to go ahead and open this real quick and we'll see what we got here. All right, so there's the box, just a plain box, nothing fancy about it. It's got the plastic capsule inside. Piece, get it out of there. Service warranty, nothing big there. Here is the pretty much the how-to, and there's your little Deity card. If you've ever seen this before, most of it's in Chinese. So does have a little cover there. Okay, then we got the microphone. Yummy, yummy silica packs. Then there are two of the cables. So one is for smartphone, and you can tell that by this is a TRRS. So it's got the 3 lines on it. So you got tip, ring, ring, sleeve. And on the other end, of course, is just TRS. And then this one is TRS to TRS. So this is camera. So it uses the third plug on your cell phone to go to. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but it's pretty much just going. It's TRS, which is a stereo configuration, which I don't know how that works because TRS is also a stereo configuration in a way. So anyways, that's kind of how that works. But it's all just how to make things work, right? And get into this here real quick. Here is the microphone. It does come with your standard dead cat. It's a pretty substantial one too. This is... It's almost like it's got the it's almost like it's got a foam windscreen inside of the dead cat. So it's pretty thick. I mean, it's got some build to it. I don't know why this has a little piece of tape on it, but it does. There's not a battery or anything in here, so that's the good thing about this one, is it does not take a battery. It simply works off of the voltage coming from your camera. So a little bit of dust on it there from the dead cat. You can see this is the Deity D4 Mini, and this does have an input and an output. So nothing else on the other side, but it does have your cardioid pattern on there, and it does have a pretty good shock mount. I think it might be a little tough to get this out of there, but anyways, we'll just leave it in. Now again, I will say I don't know how good this thing is or how bad it sounds or anything like that. A little bit front heavy, but anyways, what I plan on doing is taking my Deity D4 and plugging it into the input on this one, and then plugging this in. So what'll happen is this mic, the D4 Mini, will come out through the left channel, and the D4 regular will go in through to the right channel on the Sony camera, because that's the way this works. Any input goes to the right channel, then the mic will go to the left. Otherwise, this takes up left and right. So depending on what you need. So this will be stereo, or it will be a split mono, I guess is what you would call it, for the little play, and then it'll be a dual mono for the anything I use where I'm doing, checking out both mics. The only problem is I don't believe I can adjust the volume on the camera for separate channels. The good thing about the Deity D4 is it does have an attenuation knob on it, so I will be able to do that. I just have to see how it all works. That one does have a battery in it, so I'm not sure if it's going to be able to pass camera power through this microphone or not. But if not, it does have that battery built into it too. So I will be able to use it that way, and we'll give it a try and see how things work. Again, right now you are listening to me through the Deity D4. This is what I use all the time. It is a standard on-camera shotgun mic. I do use it with a foam windscreen, kind of like this one. Of course, it's not quite as big. It is on a boom here. This is my Sony ZV-E10, and here is here's the other camera, and here is the shotgun mic, and it is that far from my face roughly, so you can see it's pretty close. I think I've got it set on a very minimal gain level. I think it's on like maybe 4, because I don't want it to pick up as much of the room noise when the heater, the air conditioner comes on, stuff like that. Also, my RGB Link Mini ISO, the fan on it, I've got it set on the next to lowest level, but I can still plainly hear it right now. So I think the microphone can hear it too, and that's another thing that we have to deal with. So keep that in mind. It does work. It's a good microphone. It picks up a lot of good stuff. It sounds good to me. I don't do almost anything to it, realistically. Actually, I say that. So, and before I got the RGB Link Mini, I was recording into my my ZV-E1, and then my ZV-1, sorry, my Sony ZV-1. I was recording the audio into that from the Deity D4, and then I would record on a phone, wouldn't record audio. That was my overhead cam. Now I got the RGB Link Mini, and I'm recording onto an SSD drive, so it goes into the camera and then through HDMI to this. Now that has minimized greatly the volume coming into the unit. So like right now, if I'm looking at my levels on the monitor, I'm getting about it looks like about minus 24 to minus 30 roughly dB from this microphone, when before I even had it down more, and I was getting probably about minus 12, minus 18. So if that tells you anything, that's another thing to look at. So keep in mind, it does, depending on how, actually I think it's just the RGB Mini that does it. I do have a volume knob on the RGB Link Mini. I do have a volume knob on the microphone. Then of course I can adjust the volume on the camera too. So that's several ways that I can change things, but it all sounds pretty decent anyways. All I have to do is put a compressor on it in post and boost it up a little bit. So that way I'm keeping all the loud noises in the room, hopefully, down as much as possible, so I don't have to worry about using, I've got all the plugins. I've got thousands of dollars worth of UA plugins and stuff, so I've got everything I need to do it, but I want to keep from having to do it as much as possible. So anyways, that is the box opening of this. Sorry, I went to kind of go on a little bit, but wanted to kind of tell you what we're going to do here. So I will get into this, and like I said, today is Monday, and on Thursday I'll be recording the play, and then hopefully maybe this weekend I'll get to do some of the other audio stuff that I wanted to do, and we'll test it out a little bit more. Maybe I can get some of my people that I work with to do kind of a little interview type thing, and we can see what it sounds like using I have a DJI wireless system that I can plug into this too. See how that works. Maybe having two wireless microphones plugged into a single wired microphone, which takes up one channel, and the two wireless take up the other channel. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll figure it out. And we will see how all that stuff sounds and see what we can get out of it. How's it going, everybody? Just wanted to do a little kind of what I found out. Not necessarily what I found out. What I have found out. Whatever you want to call it. This is the Deity V-Mic Mini kind of review. Now what you're listening to right now is the Deity V-Mic D4. So this is the big one. This is, I'll show you a picture of it and everything later. This is their $100 one, I think, something like that. Very good shotgun type mic. It's about yay long. So it's a little bit big to fit on, to go around everywhere. So, but this is how it picks up. I am speaking fairly loudly right now. That's the way I speak normally. So that's kind of what this is. This one is just a standard shotgun mic. It does have a battery power to it. It can be powered off your camera. It will turn on and turn off as per use of the camera. So there's that too. So keep that in mind. This is the Deity V-Mic D4. Next, I'm going to go just the camera mic, the internal camera mic. Then I'm going to go to do the V-Mic with the DJI wireless mic plugged into it to show you how you can do two at the same time. And we'll go with that and let you see what the differences are. So this is the stock built-in audio footage or audio from the Sony ZV-E10 camera by itself. No microphones input, nothing from the outside. This is just the processing and the microphones from the camera itself. Again, I'm just going to level match things. I won't do any processing or anything like that in DaVinci Resolve. I'll just show you what they sound like. I will do one at the end so you can hear what you can do with them, possibly, unless I like them. If I like them, I'm not going to change them at all. 90% of the time, I do not do any processing. I might throw an EQ, maybe a compressor on there if I don't think it's loud enough, and I do the what's it called at the end where you for the level matching for whatever streaming venue you're going to. Like if you're going to YouTube, it tells you what this level is supposed to be at. DaVinci Resolve has those in there, and I use those. So to me, quick fix. I don't have to worry about it being out of specs or anything like that. People listening to it, they don't have to keep turning their volume up and down. To me, that's a win. So that's what I'm going to do with this. But other than that, there you go. This is again the Sony ZV-E10. Okay, so it turns out, I guess the camera angle is okay. I know the lighting is terrible. I'm just doing this for the for the microphones. So sorry about that. So again, this is the Deity V-Mic Mini by itself, plugged into the Sony ZV-E10. It does have a stereo signal. It's quite sufficient. This is by itself. Again, I am about 5-6 feet away. You can hear what it sounds like. Now, when you get this all, when you hear the recording, it's going to be non-processed. It's just going to be set for level matching, and that's about it. So keep that in mind. This is stock ZV-E10 audio processing out of the camera, plus the Deity V-Mic Mini by itself in a stereo configuration. This time I've got the Deity V-Mic Mini on there. I believe that's what it's called, is the Deity V-Mic Mini. And I'm also using, as you can see, the DJI wireless mic 2. I think this is mic 2. Anyways, a lot of mics going around here. So just to give just a little bit this, so the receiver from this transmitter is going into the input, which would be another microphone input, on the Deity V-Mic Mini. That's pretty much the only one I've seen so far that has another input for another microphone. So what happens is that the DJI wireless mic is going to the right side, and then the the Deity V-Mic Mini is going to be on the left side. So that's kind of what that sounds like. Next, I'm going to do just the V-Mic Mini by itself. I won't have the DJI wireless mic plugged into it at all. So you can see kind of what it sounds like by itself in a stereo mode. So it's kind of the same right now. It's in a stereo mode, but it's actually in dual mono. So I'm going to separate the channels so you can hear them and then make them into a stereo channel afterwards so you can hear that. So anyways, that's the way this is. Now keep in mind, all of this is going into my Sony ZV-E10 camera. So just, I'm not very far away. I'm probably, well, there you go. I'm 6 feet away, something like that. So about 6 feet away roughly. got the stock kit lens on it right now. That's the one I use for my downward angles. I don't want to go any further than that. So sorry if my head's cropped off or anything like that. I can't really see, so I'm just kind of guessing. All the mics are in the way right now, so we'll see what it looks like in the end. Then may have to redo this, but we'll see. Anyway.
They did not mind their mother, and one day as they were playing near the well, a chain fell in. Ticky, ticky, tack.